So thanks for joining me this morning for this nice morning flow practice. I'm really enjoying these practices ever since I began teaching yoga. Teaching first thing early morning classes is something that I've wanted to do, and it's always been I'm busy with family and whatnot in the morning, so I haven't had the chance to do it. So I'm really happy that I get this chance now to practice with people first thing in the morning. So start by coming to your mat. Get comfortable on your mat. Maybe wiggle, roll around on your hips. Move from side to side, back and forth. Give the shoulders a couple of rolls. And then shut your eyes. Lengthen up through the spine. And take a couple of breaths here. Tuning into your natural rhythm, the natural rhythm of your breath, the flow of your energy today, your physical energy, your mental energy. How are you feeling? And then let's try a little breathing exercise today. So I'd like you to take your hands and bring them on either side of your rib cage with the heels of your hands up towards your armpits and the fingertips pointing down towards the floor. Your elbows are going to be sticking straight out. You can once again roll your shoulders back, lift your heart, shut your eyes, and as you breathe, feel your ribs pressing out into your hands. Let's lengthen and deepen the breath here so we can really exaggerate that sensation. And then as you exhale, you can feel them drawing back in towards the spine, everything sort of collapsing inwards on the body. Inhale for that expansion. Exhale, let everything draw in. Maybe we're even going to squeeze the ribs in. Now notice as we inhale, the belly gets big as well as the ribs. And as we exhale, the navel also draws back in towards the spine. Another big inhale. And this time, as you exhale, try and hold the ribs open. Hold them in this expanded position. And exhale, using just the force of your belly button pushing back towards your spine, squeezing in there. And then another big inhale into those already spread open ribs, into the belly. Exhale, keeping those ribs open, squeezing all the air out. Another big breath in. Hold the ribs open as you exhale. Try and exhale completely here. Another big breath in. And then release your hands down onto your lap. Return to a normal breath. See how it feels here to breathe normally, naturally. Just tuning back into that natural rhythm. Maybe we've changed it already a little bit. We can softly open the eyes. Once again, lengthen up through both sides of the waist. And let's just begin to make some body circles. So we're rolling from one sits bone to the other, forward, and back, just rolling easy. Make these circles as big or as little as you like, and make them as fast or as slow as you like. So it really should be just yours. Feeling good in whatever way works for you. Let's go in the other direction. That breathing exercise would probably hopefully helped you connect into the muscles of the core, connect into your energy, and then I find this kind of churning action starts to get energy revving up around your body. Coming back to center, let's inhale the fingertips up. You can look up if that feels good. And then as we exhale, let's twist to the right, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind. Roll the right shoulder back. Inhale to come up. And exhale to the left, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Left hand's reaching overhead, right hand's just supporting you on the mat. Keep both sits bones down on the mat. Inhale up and exhale over to the left, reaching the right hand over, pressing the right sits bone down into the mat. Inhale to come up. So we're just moving our spine in every direction as we bring the hands forward. You can turn the palms up here and see if you can bring your elbows down onto the mat. Tuck the chin. Give a nice breath right into the back body. Breathe right into that spot between your shoulder blades. And inhale to come all the way up. Let's change the crossing of your legs. Put the other leg first forward and inhale the fingertips up. As you exhale, twist to the right, right hand behind, left hand takes the knee. Inhale to come up. Exhale the other direction. Inhale up. Exhale, arcing to the right. I don't know if it's the weather. I'm pretty creaky this morning. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left. Big stretch. Inhale to come up. And again, exhale, bring the hands forward. Turn the palms up here so that you become a little broader across your collarbones, even as you're folding forward. And then keep your sits bones pressed into the mat. You can walk your elbows wherever as far forward as they feel good. And let your head go. Now let's take a slow spinal roll up. Come all the way back up to sit. Give the shoulders a couple of rolls here. Let's make our way to a tabletop pose. Take a moment here. Make sure that your wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. And let's do a couple of rounds of cat-cow, just again, moving the spine. Begin movement with your tailbone. Draw it up towards the ceiling and then draw the movement up your spine. Dropping the belly, bringing the heart forward, crown of the head's high. So keep the crown of your head high as you turn the tailbone down. And again, bring this rounding action up your spine. And the last thing you're going to do is tuck the chin, drop the crown of the head for an angry cat. Inhale to open the front of the body. And we're just bringing this movement up and down the spine. Or up the spine. Always moving from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Can continue at your own pace, alternating, moving with the breath. Let's come to a neutral pose now. Curl your toes under and really work into the bottom of your feet here, waking them up now. And let's lift the knees 2 inches up off the mat. Nice, easy breath here. Low belly's pulled in. Maybe breathing into the ribs here. Gazing straight down at the mat. Next big breath in, lift the hips up and back. Let's take downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Moving around in whatever way feels good for you. Pedaling the feet. For sure you're shaking your head out, letting that tension come out of your neck. Maybe coming to stillness for the last breath. Inhale, come up high on your toes, shoulders are over the wrists, and bring your feet to the front of the mat. Come to a halfway lift. Nice long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the gaze back between your knees. Inhale, fingertips to the shins. Let's extend the spine long one more time, drawing the navel in and lengthening from the collarbones to the tailbone. As you exhale, draw the navel up and round the spine like an angry cat, coming back to a forward fold, bringing the gaze back between the knees, letting the hands hang heavy down on the mat or towards the mat. Soften the knees now. Keep your gaze on your big toes as you roll all the way up to stand. Nice slow spinal roll up. Keep your knees bent, your chin tucked into your throat as you come all the way up to stand. Hands up. Look up if that feels good for you. As you exhale, hands to heart center, forward fold all the way down right away. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, and step your feet back to the back of the mat. You can be on your toes or on your knees here for plank pose. Just let's take a moment here. Press the heels back towards the back of the wall, back of the room, and bring your collarbones forward. So you're really lengthening through the entire body. Gazing straight down at the mat. Big breath in here, feeling that connection to core that we established at the very beginning of practice with our breath. Feeling that now begin to heat up, warm up. Inhale the shoulders forward and let's exhale, bringing the elbows back towards the back of the mat. Lower all the way down. Unhook your toes and lift the heart. Cobra pose. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring your hands to the back, towards the back of the mat, fingertips towards the back wall, palms facing one another. And let's keep the tops of your toes pressed into the mat as you lift the heart. Keep your chin tucked into your throat here. So this is really your heart lifting. We don't need to compress the back of the mat. Exhale, release. Fingertips to off the mat now, tent them like Spider-Man. And inhale, bring the shoulders up. Heart is forward. Let's roll the right shoulder back, the left shoulder forward. Inhale the other way, right shoulder back, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. So you're just sort of making circles with your shoulders here. Just a couple of times. You can bring your gaze with the movement if you like, or you can keep it centered. It's up to you. And then roll both shoulders back, heart is open. Exhale to release. Inhale to tabletop or plank on your toes or plank on your knees. And then as you exhale, pull the low ribs in and lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale to float the right heel up towards the ceiling. Try and notice your hip bones and try and keep them even and parallel to the floor. As now bend the knee and open the hip. Now we can stack that right hip over the left. Inhale to extend the right heel. And as you exhale, round the spine like an angry cat. Draw your knee into your nose. Really pull your navel up and draw your right foot forward between your hands. Let's ground the left heel down into the mat. Feet are about hip width apart. Take a moment here with your feet down on the mat and think about pressing both feet evenly into the mat. So when we come up into these lunge poses, it can be really easy just to dump all your weight into the front leg. I want you to think about bringing your weight into your left foot as much as the right foot. And then with the chin tucked, sweep the fingertips forward, coming up, warrior one. As you exhale, sink the hips here, turn the tailbone down. Big breath in, exhale to settle into this pose. Let's bring our thumbs to the sacrum here, interlace the fingers, and then press the knuckles back and away. So you might have your palms together here, or you might be making more of a square shape with your hands, whatever works for you. I want you to think about keeping the tailbone long, so we're really bringing this stretch into the chest, the upper body. You can even press the knuckles further away and lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Come as far as that feels good for you. And then as you exhale, draw your right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Let that fist come up and over. We're humbling the warrior. Full cycle of breath here. And then let's inhale to come all the way back up. Shoulders over the hips. Release the fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale. Hands come down to frame the front foot up on the toes of the left foot. And you can step back here to down dog and hold that. Or you can vinyasa by stepping back to plank on your toes or on your knees. Inhale, shoulders forward. Exhale, lower halfway this time or all the way, up to you. Inhale to open the heart, cobra or up dog. As you exhale, roll over the toes, pull the low ribs in, and use the strength of your core to lift the hips up and back. Inhale, the left heel floats. Note the hip bones. Don't let that left hip bone draw above the right one yet. Big breath in. As you exhale, bend the knee. Now you can stack the left hip bone over the right. You can give your right ankle or your left ankle a couple of turns. Inhale, extend, drawing the hip bones back towards level. And as you exhale, draw the knee to the nose, round the spine, pull up and away from your mat to draw the left foot forward between the hands. Grounding the right heel down into the mat. Once again, find your base before we rise all the way up. So really press into that right foot. Find the strength in your core. Tuck your chin and roll. Do a spinal roll up, bringing the shoulders over the hips. Then you can zip your thumbs up the sides of your body, stacking the wrists over the shoulders. Exhale to settle into this pose. Full cycle of breath here, finding our strength in this warrior pose. And then the next inhale, interlace your fingers the other way with the non-dominant finger forward and press the knuckles open. Opening the chest. Next inhale, begin to lift the heart, coming to a place that feels good for you. Remember, we're keeping the low back stable, the chin tucked, so it's really just the heart that's opening. As you exhale, let's humble the warrior, bringing the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Fist comes up and over, just like gravity, take it. No need to press here. Crown of the head is reaching for the floor. Inhale, shoulders over the hips, fingertips reach. As we exhale, let's bring the hands down to meet the mat and step your left foot back to meet your right. Plank pose. Big breath in here. As you exhale, let's lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale up high on your toes, up so high on your toes that you roll over, come to your knees. Cross your ankles here and roll over your feet, scooching your hips to the center of the mat. Give your shoulders a couple of rolls, lengthen up through the spine. Fingertips are supporting you behind you on the mat as you lift one shin, then the other, so they're parallel to the ceiling. You can stay here just like this, or you can reach your hands forward. Stay here just like this in this boat pose, or you can lift your fingertips up at about 45 degrees. I reach for the spot where the ceiling meets the wall. You can stay here just like this, or bring your toes up 45 degrees. Now, here, we want to keep a nice long, flat back. If you start to round your spine, take it back a step. Big breath in. As you exhale, reach both hands over to the left. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hands to the right. Inhale, reach. One more time, both directions. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Oops. And exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Plant your feet down on the mat and press your big toes into the mat. Reach your hands forward, tuck your chin. Or if you'd like, you can have your hands on the mat. But we're going to just roll back down onto our backs. Resting the shoulder blades, the neck, the head. Feet at the width of the mat. Hands reach and knees bent. Hands reach up, bend both elbows, take opposite elbow. And let's let the elbows fall to the right, the knees fall to the left. Inhale, other direction. Elbows to the left, knees to the right. Just move a couple of times that way, windshield wipering your legs from side to side, your elbows from side to side. If they're feeling like a burst of sensation or something like that, and you want to stay in one direction, one side or the other, and breathe through it, do that. If you've had enough, our next pose is Savasana. And when you're ready, and maybe one last time, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, draw your nose up between your knees, and then release out to Savasana. Let your heels fall off the edges of your mat, your toes drop open. Hands are resting next to your hips, palms face up. Do whatever you need to be incredibly comfortable here. And I know that it's first thing in the morning, and sometimes Savasana, it doesn't feel like what you want to, not is natural for you. But just take this moment here and connect in with the energy of your body. Feel it flowing now from your fingertips to the tips of your toes, to the crown of your head. Just circulating, flowing through your body. This is energy that's available to you to help you with your day. So use this energy. How are you going to use this energy today? Set your intention for the day. Take this opportunity to guide your day to become whatever you want it to be. By connecting with what you want right now. Make it simple so that it's easy to recall and reconnect with during the day. And when you're ready, just a few more breaths here. And as always, I'll encourage you to stay in Savasana for as long as you have time for. But if you are ready to begin moving again, begin by wiggling your fingers and toes. Turn your wrists and your ankles, maybe squish up your feet, make fists with your hands, and then open them out again. Open the fingers, spread the toes wide, squeeze everything in, open it a couple of times like that. And then turn your wrists and your ankles. Just bring movement up your limbs towards your body. Making your way eventually back into a ball, squeezing your knees in. You can rock from side to side here. And then roll over to one side or the other. Breathing easy. Take your time here. Make sure that you are coming up to sit on your own time, at your own pace. As you do so, though, just keep your chin tucked, your eyes shut. Move slowly. And when you're ready, you can bring the crown of your head up. Inhale, the fingertips up to the ceiling. As you exhale, join the thumbs to the third eye, representing the union of the mind and the body, and hinge forward. And this is our final pose. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope that you have a great day.